I'll not say like it's that tough, but it's not that direct as well. So if like somebody is changing the field and somebody is like coming from any other branch and wanted to make a career in IT, it's not like that direct. Also, you have to find your own path and you have to go through the right skill sets. What you have to and then finally, I decided to explore outside. So when I was exploring, I got multiple offers, but at the end, I chose SAP out of it. Somebody like who's looking for in a data science role from the very starting. From the learning perspective, I'll say he should definitely start with Python.
Hey everyone, welcome Dipanshu, who is data scientist at SAP. Today he is with us to guide about how to switch from service-based companies to product-based companies, how you can start your career as a data scientist, and the most important question, will AI take our jobs? He is also very famous on Instagram, having 37,000 followers. He regularly posts about tech strategies and career. So make sure you follow him on Insta also. So let's start the video with his introduction.
Yeah. Hi, Upasna. So as you mentioned, like I'm currently working as a data scientist at SAP. Previous to this, I have worked with TCS, and like I have total 5 years of experience.
Okay, Dipanshu. So coming back to your college days from MAE to ML, how was your journey and was it very tough for a mechanical student to go into ML part?
I'll not say like it's that tough, but it's not that direct as well. So if like somebody is changing the field and somebody is like coming from any other branch and wanted to make a career in IT, it's not like that direct. Also, you have to find your own path and you have to go through the right skill sets what you have to acquire. So coming to me, when I was in my BTech, so starting में मेरा ऐसा कुछ plan नहीं था कि IT में ही career बनाना है. But I was like in the BTech, I like to explore what other things are there. तो मैंने जो अपने 4 years होते हैं उसमें मैंने मैकेनिकल भी काफ़ी एक्सप्लोर किया. I checked on the designing part. I checked other things, what other job profiles in mechanical we have. एंड ड्यूरिंग माय इनिशियल फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड ईयर हम मैंने थोड़ा सा प्लेसमेंट्स को भी ध्यान रखा था कि हाँ आईटी में भी प्लेसमेंट्स आते हैं जो मैकेनिकल अलाउ करते हैं. तो उस टाइम मैंने सी लैंग्वेज के कोर्स किए थे एंड दैट्स इट फॉर दैट टाइम आई डिड. तो मुझे थोड़ा आइडिया लग गया था कि हाँ हाउ लाइक द लॉजिकल प्रोग्रामिंग एंड ऑल इज अबाउट. So by the end of my like final year, I was like sure like what kind of jobs profile I'm looking. और mechanical में मेरा था कि I'm not looking that much now. तो मैंने प्लेसमेंट्स पे भी ध्यान देना स्टार्ट किया था. उसमें मतलब मुझे 3 कंपनीज के ऑफर आए थे. That is TCS, Cognizant, and Wipro. And after college, I decided to join TCS that time. And but once I joined TCS, like this field was pretty new to me. Like मुझे पता नहीं था कि what are the technologies are about, क्या क्या job roles होते हैं. So I was pretty much very fresher into like this world. तो इन मतलब जब हमारी ट्रेनिंग होती है इनिशियली तो हमें जावा में ट्रेन किया था. तो उससे थोड़ा सा मुझे प्रोग्रामिंग का आइडिया हुआ था. एंड देन आई गॉट इनटू माय वेरी फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट इन टीसीएस. तो उसमें आई थिंक आई विल से बहुत काफ़ी कम काम था. तो उसने लाइक ड्यू टू दैट मुझे थोड़ा टाइम मिल गया खुद से एक्सप्लोर करने का टू चेक ऑन लाइक व्हाट आर द थिंग्स एक्सिस्ट इन आईटी एंड ऑल. तो उस टाइम मैंने एक्सप्लोर किया डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज मतलब फुल स्टैक डेवलपमेंट नो कोड सॉल्यूशंस ऑल्सो मैंने देखा दैट शेयर पॉइंट सेल्स फोर्स एसएपी पावर ऑटोमेट ऑल दो थिंग्स आई वाज एक्सप्लोरिंग दैट टाइम. एंड उस टाइम मैंने पाइथन भी स्टार्ट करी थी. एंड पाइथन जब मैं जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ रहा था आई मशीन लर्निंग भी आया था उस टाइम. आई वाज फॉलोइंग वन यूडेमी कोर्स दैट टाइम. That Python 0 to Hero course that was. It also has ML part. So in that I found something like familiar. थोड़ा मैकेनिकल से मुझे रिलेट करने लगा कि हाँ ये इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग करके एक सब्जेक्ट होता है मैकेनिकल में जो काफ़ी कुछ जैसे डेटा एनालिसिस काइंड ऑफ होता है. यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट द ऑप्टिमल क्वांटिटीज एंड ऑल दिस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. तो मुझे काफ़ी लगा कि हाँ इसमें थोड़ा सा बेस है मेरा and I can explore more into it. And after this, like I decided to explore this particular field. And धीरे धीरे मैं TCS के इंटरनल पोर्टल्स का भी यूज करते करते आई स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लोरिंग दिस. एंड उसके मतलब जो TCS में पोर्टल्स हैं वो काफ़ी हैंड्स ऑन फ्रेंडली है मतलब काफ़ी प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज उसमें मिल जाता है. So with the help of external resources and these resources, I explored. And after this, internally, I changed my project to a machine learning project once I gained enough skills. And after that, I worked for 2.5 years more in that project, and then I switched after.
So what was your motivation to switch from TCS to SAP?
I think, to be very honest, for the very first month, I felt like there was no work, and I don't see any kind of a growth kind of things and learnings there. So I felt like where I end up into, and that time मैं switch का भी नहीं सोच सकता था because I don't have that much skills also. I was new into IT, not aware about anything. So that time I decided to stick and explore myself all the options available. Then, once I gained enough skills, I changed the project internally. I got also promoted to the digital profile, so which also is a compensation revision. So with the new project and this compensation revision, I was able to stick for 2.5 years more when I was grinding my skills, all those. And then finally, I decided to explore outside. So when I was exploring, I got multiple offers, but at the end, I chose SAP out of it.
Okay, so what can be the roadmap from your side to the people who are in service-based companies and want to switch to product-based companies?
Okay. So for somebody who is in a services company, or I'd say any IT company, first thing to look for is 2 points. That is whether you are learning anything in that particular role, or are you having facing any new challenges into it, or is the task repetitive? This is the first thing. Or second thing is how the your career is growing in that. How is the compensation, the hike and all, and how the promotion is all. So all these factors actually matters when you're working. And somebody who is in service based company, he should look for whether he is in his interested role, because काफी लोग गलत जगह एंड अप कर जाते हैं जहाँ उनको इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता जिसमें वर्क करने का. So they should ensure that they are in that particular role. If they are not in, they should work for it. Like one good part about service companies, you'll find almost all kinds of technologies there. So from like oldest to the latest, and whatever you are interested in, just try to focus like how you can get to work on that. And once you are into it, and then work for some time, and then try to switch for a better company or a better project, so that you can keep progressing in your career.
Okay, so as you are the data scientist in SAP, what can be the complete placement roadmap for the people who wish to be a data scientist? What resources they can use to prepare?
Okay, so if for somebody who's looking for in a data science role from the very starting, from the learning perspective, I'll say he should definitely start with Python. I think Python is something which is the most widely used thing. For any kind of data science project, you should very first master it. And I'll also suggest to do DSA also in Python if you're looking for data related roles. So that will help in your product based companies interviews. Now you can move towards the machine learning side once you have a foundation in this. So in machine learning, I always generally suggest people to firstly check on the machine learning life cycle. So like this is something a flow, which are the procedures which we follow for many of the, I would say most of the problems in the data science. So it starts with your data loading to data preparation, that analysis part, pre-processing, model training, evaluation, then finally the deployment. So all this is a life cycle, comes under the life cycle. And I'll say to take any projects, like you can take on the YouTube, and like there are very like hello world kind of a projects in data science, like iris data sets, mnis data sets. Try to follow this ml life cycle. यदि स्टार्टिंग में समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि क्या क्या स्टेप्स में हो रहा है, इट्स फाइन. वी हैव टू फर्स्टली लुक इनटू द ब्रॉडनेस पार्ट कि क्या क्या स्टेप्स उसमें इन्वॉल्व है. Then once you are into this flow, you understand actually 50% of the ML is this only, the life cycle that follows. But now you can write time to go into the detail of it. You can now start with the mathematics part. This is the main foundation of machine learning. So in this, you can explore the linear algebra, statistics, probability concepts. So all this you have to start with. This will act as your foundation. Then you can again move into the machine learning. But what I say is a classical machine learning. In this, you cover about data preparation, pre-processing strategies, how to handle null values, standardize the data. So all this comes in that, and you'll realize like all those things, what you studied in mathematics, like linear algebra and all, will come into play. एंड वन मोर इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग विल यू रियलाइज इज क्लास 10th में हम लोग का ये एक होता था मैट्रिसेस एंड ऑल. तब हमें लगता था कि इसका एप्लीकेशन क्या होगा. बट व्हेन यू सी हियर जब डेटा साइंस में आओगे यू विल सी एप्लीकेशन ऑफ दिस इन ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवेयर. सो दैट्स द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ दैट हैपनिंग हियर. Then I'll say move towards the machine learning algorithms. उसके mathematics को समझो, how these are working internally, and what's the main logic. क्योंकि if you know the mathematics, then only you'll be able to apply those in the real world problems. So this will act all as your foundations actually for the machine learning and data science. Then I'll suggest once you are done with this, move towards the deep learning. So deep learning is like a more complex and more computing thing in data science that handles more complex tasks with more data, of course. So explore that. There are multiple domains after this, that is computer vision, natural language processing, all those things. It's time to explore after this. And finally, the generative AI. This is the very must niche thing for data science as of now. And a lot of questions from interviews also come from this also. So explore the LangChain, how to use it, how to fine tune large language models. So after this, like look for the ML ops side as well, because that will help you to understand about the production side of it, like how the model monitoring happens. So I'll say to end up with the ML ops side and makes lot of project, I'll say, because to get a proper hands-on, you need to have projects to be there.
Okay, so how was your interview experience for data science role at SAP?
Okay. So from my interview experience, what I found, like there's a common structure, like usually in any kind of data science interview that comes up. So firstly, it starts with an assignment. So एक data set आपको दे देंगे that you need to take this data set and solve a particular problem. तो वो आपको end to end approach करना होता है as an ML engineer or data scientist. You have to analyze all the things. You need to build the models out of it and present the final results as well as a form of a presentation or something. So this actually you have to submit, and based on this only your next rounds are scheduled. So once you are done with this assignment, in the next round, that is the very first round, that comes up is on this only, like whatever the assignment you have done. They ask cross questions that why you use these kinds of strategies only, and how you thought about these strategies. So they like to check like your mindset, how you're approaching your problems. And in the first round also, you can also expect like the coding problems. So like a data manipulation problems they can give for pandas, or they can give SQL problems, or even the DSA problems in the first round itself. And this will be broadness in terms of machine learning you can expect. From the second round, you can expect like it goes more deeper technically for the data science people. They'll ask more mathematical questions about the algorithms and their edge cases and how all they work in scenarios. Like mostly matrix question also can come up here. And basically they'll go deeper inside whatever the projects you have done. So after this, from the third round, you can expect kind of a managerial interviews. In this, you should expect like a case study. They'll give you an open-ended problems on data science, and we'll check how you are approaching. So you need to think on all the perspective. Here you have to ask cross questions. It's just like a coding interview. You can say like where you get a DSA problem and you have to ask cross questions. You approach the problem like you approach from a simpler to a optimal solution. So same thing in the ML side, we have to do. Take the problem, how you'll gather the data, how you'll approach that problem, and how you'll make the features out of it, and how you'll train the model. So all those end-to-end thing, and how you are questioning them for the business scenarios. So all those things they check in this particular round. And after this, there's like an HR round. And for SAP, I would say HR round was also like proper HR. It was not a salary discussion something. They ask you behavior questions and they thoroughly evaluate as an individual, I'd say. So this is how like was an interview at SAP.
Okay, last question is, will AI take our job?
I'll say this is an interesting question. We'd like to take it in some like perspectives. So, firstly, if you say from like I'll say negative, but AI can surely take some of the jobs. Like you can also say like there are many repetitive jobs which AI can easily handle. So such jobs are actually like something kind of an automation. And I'll say automation is not that something new. It's already been happening and it's replacing. But yeah, if you can say this way also that AI, though it's losing some jobs, but it has the potential to bring up some new jobs as well. So like there are many jobs coming like for the AI side, like as a prompt engineer and so on will come on. But in the middle part, what I like to say for this thing is regardless of how like it takes jobs, not the main part is this something's new that is coming up. We should be able to take it up and adapt to it. Like all these things coming up to ease our jobs and how we can focus on something more complex and solving the more easy part using these. So I'll say to adapt to it and use it to your advantage rather than getting afraid or getting that feeling of like missing out on that.
Okay, Dipanshu, thank you for coming and thank you for answering the questions. And any last tip from your side who for the people who are seeking the job?
Yeah, thanks, Upasana, like for the calling me for this podcast. As like a last minute thing, I like to say like anybody who's looking for the jobs as of now and like struggling to get the interviews and all, I'll say trust the process. So it's a part of like keep working on your skills, keep applying, and keep following the right strategies like build your resume right, check on the ATS score properly, and also do highlight your achievements properly into it. And once you get into interview, like don't miss the chance. Give your best, regardless of whether you want to join or not. Don't miss any interview opportunities because each interview will teach you something, I'll say. So don't miss an opportunity. It's my thing. All right, then. Yeah, thank you from my side for that.
Thank you, Dipanshu.